Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna share with you the 2 ways that I use a Lume Cube Panel Pro 2 for my production workflow. But most importantly, well, is this right for you? Hey, what's going on? It's Low for Low Nose back at you with another tech take. And yes, my friends, the Lume Cube Panel Pro 2. You might have been familiar with the first one, now they got the 2.0. Let's get straight into it. First, in the box, you see that you now have Bluetooth wireless control to actually control the light on this through your app. So thumbs up there. Portable and long-lasting night. You always need a long-lasting battery. I hate it when the lights in the back there, and those are like little panel lights just like that, they go out in the middle of a shoot, so you always want something with a long-lasting battery. And of course, you have mount to any camera or tripod. Yeah, it always makes sense when this is mounted to something. All right, straight to the unboxing, and yeah, it's really simple. It's just a light. You've got your instructions right here that you can actually download, and also the app as well, so make sure you take care of that. Of course, you have your light here, and I love how the light itself, you can immediately see, comes with an additional diffuser for the light, so you're not getting too many bright hot spots when you're lighting your subject. You've got a panel in the back here, and of course you have your buttons here, your mode, plus, minus, power button, which is actually a switch, and your USB-C port as well. Before we get to the light, let's see what the accessories you get. You get a nice braided USB-A to USB-C cord. That looks nice. I mean, yeah, okay, I like that. And of course you have your camera adapter right here, so you can actually mount this to your light, and of course slide this onto the hot shoe of your camera. And you also have a carrying case. Let's jump straight into light, and using it's really simple. All you're gonna do is just flip the power from the bottom to the top, and immediately the panel will show you a whole bunch of information, such as how much time you have left before the battery dies, how much battery you have currently right now, where you're at right now as far as the mode. So right now we're in CCT and FX, and if I press the mode button, we'll go through the different options here within the panel. So of course I have level, my temperature, my green and magenta balance, the scene off, and of course the frequency. So if I want to play with that, I can just, of course, tap over to the one that I want and just play with the rocker here. And of course I can bring the level dimmer or bright. I can tap again. I can change the color temperature of my light just like that. Yeah, and of course I can play with the green and magenta balance as well. And of course you can tap over and you have scenes where you have different strobes, lightning, fire, candle, siren, TV. And that's it from there. And of course you can adjust the frequency of those effects through these, through all the way up to level 10. Let's go all the way to CCT, and if we will move to the next one, our HSL and set, right? So we can just go from there, and I can just press here, and I can deal with the level. And of course we have the dim and the brightness of the hue that were selected, so we can go all the way from 0% all the way to 100% brightness on the hue that we've selected. Now we can also change the hue. We can just tab over and just rock on there. Use the rocker to switch right there. You can see how we're just going through the entire RGB color wheel all the way to the bottom, and then it just starts at the top. Of course we can play with the saturation. Maybe if we don't want it so saturated, we can bring some more light into that and make the colors light. Yeah, just like a regular panel light, but I can also tell you after using this for a bit, it does get really bright, and I'll show you the ways that I like to use this light. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to use. You get a lot of information from the display panel right here. And also, I mean, just look how bright that is. I mean, look, that is like really saturated. All right, so the 2 ways that I like to use this light. Number one, I like to use this as an accent light for backgrounds, or maybe just throw a little accent light on my subjects. So let me give you an example right now. So a lot of times when I do product shots, I like to use accent lighting to actually, give it some interesting lighting. Maybe just have a little touch or a kiss of a different color in the background, especially when using complementary colors. Me, I really like doing the orange and teal look. So, I know I've got some orange lights going on right now. So let's go ahead and I'll tab over to my color, and I'll go to the 240. Yeah, so I know I'm in the blues right now, and of course I can actually, here we go. I can give it just a kiss of color, so it can really make it look interesting. And also for B-roll shots, I like using dynamic lighting by moving or orbiting the light around the subject, so it just seems interesting, having the shadows and move in every interesting directions. So it's not just being still, it makes it look really interesting. I love doing that. Now, also, as far as like, you know, using accent light, I like using this like as a background light. I'm gonna show you what that looks like right now. Okay, so as you can see here, this is kind of like my typical setup whenever I like to do B-roll for product shots or even maybe a thumbnail. I like to use this setup with a gray background. And the light comes in really handy because all I have to do is just put it behind my subject and illuminates the background. And of course, since I have the different hues, I can switch out to different colors at any time. Always giving me different looks. Let's try a very different color. You know, it just changes the look dramatically. And of course, let's go back to CCT. And I'm gonna go ahead and put it all the way at a very tungsten color. And it gives me the same color as the background as well. Now you may be noticing, all right, Lo, yeah, it does a great job as far as giving a tint to the background, but what about the actual front of this? It's kind of like in the dark. And the reason for that is because, well, I'm in a pretty small area and most of my main lighting, my key lighting, is right there. So of course, everything right here, if I have a camera pointing like this way, this side is always gonna seem dark. Now, yeah, I could just bring the camera around and bring the table out and get light there, but it's a pain in the butt, right? Or I just could move the light over here and put it right here, but that's a pain in the butt too. So where this comes into play is I can just take this light, I can take my Panel Pro 2, right? I can just put it on top of my camera and this becomes the key light for whatever B-roll that I'm taking. So I know that my background is lit, I know I've got my side lighting, my background light lit, but now I have the diffuse key light to light the front of my subject. Let me show you what that looks like. Now, to make sure we're covering all our bases, you take your Lume Cube Panel Pro 2, screw on the attached hot shoe adapter, just slide onto the hot shoe gap on your camera. Make sure it's tight on the top and the bottom so your light's not spinning all over the place. Once we have that set, let's turn our light on, and then we'll just pick our color temperature and probably the brightness or the dimness of our light. And you're probably going to match this either to the exposure of your camera or maybe match the color of your lights. Either way, it's subjective. Maybe you're doing this for a stylize. All right, now once we're set, you can now see that our little fake plant here, it's definitely dark in the front. So all we do is just turn the light on the Panel Pro 2, and now you can see we have plenty of key light going on to our main subject. And if it does look a little bright, well, of course, we can always dim the Panel Pro 2 down just a bit, just to kind of get the right exposure that we're looking for and get the right feel that we want. But yeah, it's definitely easy and great little device I like to put on top of my camera, especially for a main key light for my subjects. All right, so let me give you my final thoughts on the Lume Cube Panel Pro 2. First of all, if you don't have one of these panel lights, you need to have one, and the Lume Cube is a fantastic option. Bluetooth support, so you can set this light anywhere and change to whatever color that you need or effect or pattern or whatever in that moment. So that's really convenient. You don't have to be tethered to the actual light. Great battery life, great saturation of color, and also the diffuser is a plus as well. If I were to have any, wish or gripes at it, I wish there were two. I got two cameras and I need one more. And second, I wish maybe there was kind of like this is just me, not a total thing on the light. I wish I had one of those bigger diffusers on top of that diffuser as well. You can never get enough of diffuse light. Yeah, like write that down somewhere. You can never get enough diffuse light. Overall, I'm satisfied with it. It seems like Lume Cube did a great job with the Panel Pro 2.0 version. So, great on them actually figuring out what they need to improve and incorporate in the newer version. And yeah. All right, guys, really hope this video helped you out and kind of give you a sense to see if this is the right light for you. Enjoy. As always, I'll leave links in the description down below so you can pick up your own Panel Pro 2. Guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future tech review videos. Hit that like button if you like what's going on here, and also ding that notification bell so you can be notified when future videos come out. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.